Nigeria faces a critical digital skills gap with millions of youth lacking access to essential tools and training needed for the digital economy. At a media dialogue in Lagos, at the instance of Oyo State government and UNICEF, experts urged the government to increase funding for digital learning to prepare young people for artificial intelligence, cybersecurity, and other emerging fields. Over 18 million children are out of school, and many graduates remain unemployed. Insufficient digital integration in classrooms, limited teacher training, and low female participation in tech are identified as major challenges. Increased government investment is vital to equip students, boost employment, and drive inclusive economic growth. And now joining us to discuss more, this is the founder of and CEO of VibeCode Africa, Lola Adey. Lola, thank you so much for joining us on the news. Okay, so I'd like you to tell us, how can digital technologies actually help address the youth unemployment crisis in Nigeria?
So when you look at Nigeria, we are one of the, Africa as a whole has the youngest population in the world. And what that means right now is that in 2050, we're going to have probably most of our youth in the workforce at that time. So you can't deny that we're sitting on a mountain of young talent. The challenge has never been our people. People are looking for this access. People are looking for information on how to understand AI more and how to understand most of the emerging technologies more. So the people are not the problem in themselves. What the problem is access. And the very first thing that I think about when I talk about access is the infrastructure that is needed to actually learn. So for instance, if you want to learn AI, if you want to build with AI, you are going to have access to internet. You're going to have access to electricity. These are things that we are still trying to sort out as a nation generally. And so with that in mind, we need to first of all solve that problem. Or I think we need to first of all address the problem of electricity, internet connectivity, and that would be what is the gateway to giving our youth access to digital technologies. Now, how can it help address the youth unemployment crisis in Nigeria? The first thing I would say is innovation. For instance, with the power of AI now, we have people who are going to be able to use AI to create new fields. We've seen an uptick in startups, right? We've seen fintechs especially building several different companies, and in that case, creating jobs not only for an individual or the founder of that company, but for even more people. So with the power of AI, a person can use, artificial intelligence to form agents and form a company from there they become an employer of labor, not only for themselves but for others. You can also find a way of packaging the knowledge that you have and shipping it abroad or making it accessible to the global economy. There's also new jobs that are unfolding because of the emerging technologies that we have. Okay. So with all of these things in place, I believe that yes, youth would be able to access all of these opportunities and will be able to assuage unemployment.
Okay, so those are infrastructural challenges. Now let's look at the ethical side. What concerns should be prioritized ethically now in the development of AI systems?
Well, first of all is fairness. The AI should not discriminate, not by gender, not by accent, not by socioeconomic background. So fairness is number one. We also need to think about transparency. So Microsoft has this tenets of responsible AI, and part of it includes transparency. And what it says is that I should know as the user of an artificial intelligence tool why exactly this tool gave me its response. So when you think about the ethical concerns in the development of AI systems, fairness is number one, transparency. Then we have to also think about data privacy. When we are training systems, there is still a debate in the world of AI on who is going to be responsible, who owns what data. So I would pick those three: fairness, transparency, privacy, and then under that umbrella too, we have to think of accountability. Who is accountable for when something happens, when we build an AI system and something goes wrong? who bears the accountability for that going wrong? Those are some of the things that we need to think about as it relates to AI ethics.
Okay, so how can AI improve cybersecurity for organizations and governments now?
So AI is transforming cybersecurity in a way that's hard to ignore. Instead of waiting for a cyber attack to explode, we see AI scanning millions of signals in seconds and catching threats early. These are things that humans simply cannot see. So we can use AI to detect suspicious behavior, to block phishing attempts, to monitor networks 24/7, something that a human being would not do, except we want to schedule them in different shifts. And the AI can also learn from every incident so that the next time it is faced with such a situation, it can react, it can be proactive as opposed to reacting. We can also, our government actually can also use AI to predict attacks, to track coordinated threats and to respond faster. But here's the truth: the same AI that protects can also be used by attackers, and that is why the human oversight skill is still very critical. So while we can have AI do all these great things that I just mentioned, we still need that human oversight, which means we need AI governance analysts. We need people who are going to merge the field of cybersecurity and soft skills and AI together to help us drive this.
So I'd like to also find out now, what skills are most critical for the workforce, be it in the private or government circle, to actually thrive in an AI-driven economy?
So the first one, most importantly, is data literacy, is just knowing what AI is and what the power of it is. I think that we cannot continue to talk about the power of AI and what it can do without truly giving our people the knowledge and the access that they need to what AI is, just at the basic level. Anyone who has a phone and knows how to use a phone should understand AI. And let me put this in context for you. We have other countries, nations like China, nations like Singapore, investing millions, almost billions of dollars into their AI literacy system. China has mandated that its kids from 6 years and above start to learn and start to get trained on AI. And Singapore has invested over $500 million in their AI literacy program. The most critical skill is just that foundational AI literacy, because when it becomes a culture, when we have a culture of AI literacy, then there are different things that each individual can build on top of that culture. Now, the other thing I would add to literacy is critical thinking and creativity. I would also focus very much on soft skills, which more recently I've been hearing the term power skills used to replace soft skills. I just talked about cybersecurity and AI and the human oversight that is needed. So there is the need for emotional intelligence. There is the need for all the soft skills that we would think about having to interface with humans and the likes of those kind of soft skills. So these are skills that are very critical today: AI literacy, critical thinking, soft skills, or power skills.
So before I let you go, Lola, earlier on you said that Singapore invested over $500 million in critical AI, and I also understand that Nigeria is one of the biggest, if not the biggest hub of technology-based driven, of course, ideas and innovations on the continent. Basically, it's all about financial investments. How do we draw that pool of funds that can help scale AI interventions, innovation solutions, and make Africa a competing power, of course, in the world?
Yeah, so what I would say on that is this. For investors, we need to, I believe Nigeria as a country, we need to sell ourselves, and Africa as a continent, we need to sell ourselves as this space where, because of the challenges that we have, we are the best testing ground. So if your application, your American application, your Korean application, your Chinese application can work in Africa, then it can work anywhere. So that is the way that we will get, that is the clear line of sight that I see today that we can use to pull in investment into our continent. We are seeing, like you said, Nigeria is one of the biggest. It's actually the second largest, second only to South Africa, hub of technological advancements today. We have a lot of, I believe we have or maybe over thousands of startups that came up in
True.
2024.
Yeah.
So there is that drive. There is that space. The ecosystem is there, but we need to sell ourselves more as that beautiful testing ground that foreign apps and foreign innovation can be trained on.
It's quite nice to know that the future is bright, looking at Africa's AI space. Thank you so much for driving that conversation, Lola Adey. It was nice talking to you.
Thank you.
Yeah.